We have a super mystical energy arriving with this full moon on June 3rd and the 4th. We have to talk about it because things are getting really interesting. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor Alexandra. Welcome to the B community. If you're not new, by the way, I know I'm messing up the intro, but if you're not new, thanks for being here for so long. I love you. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for being here. If you are new, on this channel, we talk about the law of attraction, spirituality, self-development, and so much more. And a couple times a month, I like to do these energy readings to give us a sort of guide for where we are energetically in the new and full moon. So I had a question the other day. Someone asked me, how do I use these energy readings? I really like watching them, but what's the best way to use them? So I wanted to answer that. These readings should serve as a guide to your spiritual journey. They're like a roadmap for the energy that the universe sends our way each new and full moon. We're connected to everything, even the cosmos. And so it makes sense to pay attention to what's going on in the heavens and see how that's reflecting what's happening on the human level on Earth. To come up with these readings, I use astrology, I use oracle cards, and then I get into a meditative state to kind of get my intuition forward with what I'm feeling is coming up for me, for others, and for the collective. The best way to use these readings is first to listen to them and then let the message sink in. See what you're feeling, see what it triggers in you. Think about what feelings or thoughts these energy readings bring up for you. And then use your intuition to see how the message applies to your own life. With each reading, I'll help you to dive deeper into your journey by giving you practical steps, themes to consider, oracle cards to muse about, and even journaling prompts. So in essence, these readings are much more a tool for self-discovery and for growth rather than a tool for prediction. You are in the driver's seat for your own journey. These readings are here to provide a map, one that you can use or that you can toss away. Either way, I'm glad that you're here, and I hope that this explained a little bit for anybody who's new or who wants to know how to navigate these readings. If you're still here, I'd appreciate a like on the video. And if you like the energy you're picking up on here, consider joining the community by subscribing if you haven't already. Send this video to someone who might appreciate it. And let's get into the reading. So on June 3rd at 8:42 p.m. Pacific and June 4th for the rest of the world, we have this really powerful full moon in Sagittarius coming for us. This full moon has several themes, but I'm really feeling that it's a lot about the immaterial finally coming into fruition, manifestations finally either getting to a point like a crescendo or finally fully coming into physical reality. This full moon to me feels less challenging than normal, and instead it actually feels really expansive and really transformative, I would say in a positive way. So today we're going to talk about the energy of the full moon, the mysterious great attractor portal, which you may have heard about, the themes that are coming up, the challenges that might arise, and I'm going to give you some really transformative prompts to journal about towards the end. So as we know, full moons are a time of completion, of things coming into wholeness, cycles ending, chapters closing, books being put down and put away. They're also a time when the light of the moon illuminates things that we may not have seen before, right? Information that we were confused about, things that were previously hidden, suddenly comes into full view. We see it through the light of the full moon. So it's a time of also renewed clarity. Suddenly we can see what before was hidden. This specific full moon will likely uncover new information or new ideas because it is in Sagittarius, which casts a stark light on the truth. And to me, it feels that this has to do with our emotions because of course the moon is related to our emotions. So more about like how the truth about how we are feeling about something. And perhaps new ideas or new information comes in to unveil to us how we're really feeling about something. Kind of like a surprising realization. So you may receive or already have received some new information or gotten a new idea or some new insight that's going to cause you to question specifically your belief system because Sagittarius has to do with spirituality and with what we believe in, the higher things that we believe in, right? This full moon is asking us specifically to question how we feel about things, and how our belief systems are making us feel. It's also an interesting time for reinventing ourselves, for contemplating who we really are, for thinking about who we are and how we show up in the world. And we're really supported in taking a look at the beliefs that make us who we are, especially the ones that have been keeping us small, that have been limiting us, and it's time to let those go. So this full moon, we can expand our consciousness to be expanded in some way, in a very powerful way. It's actually going to be super amplified, the expansion energy. We're going to see things that we did not see before. We're going to start to think about ourselves, others, and the world in a new way. This is kind of revolutionary, right? And our perspective is expanding so that we can see the bigger picture about something. And this might come off a little bit shocking because you may have had a really narrow perspective on this specific thing, whatever it is that's coming for you, and then suddenly you're seeing the truth. And there's a maturation that comes with that. This is going to cause you to grow and to develop. This is transformative. You know, this process requires a letting go of the old belief systems, the outdated belief systems. And we have to do that. Full moons are a really good time for letting go, because as things come to an end, we can put them away and we can start a new season of our life. So what are we ready to let go of? As I was saying, it's a time of releasing. There might be something that has popped up in your consciousness over the last 6 months that you're ready to let go of. And this thing, it's been on your mind lately more than usual. It's been weighing you down, causing like a sinking feeling in your heart and your tummy. And that might be exactly what you're ready to really let go of right now. So consider what patterns or habits specifically in your life you're ready to let go of, and consider what thoughts you have in place and what belief systems you have in place about yourself, about others, and the world that you've outgrown. They're outdated now. Right now is the time to let those go. And as you let those go, you're going to step into this expanded, more mature, more experienced version of you. This is very positive. I believe that we're gonna see this on the collective level as well, not just on an individual level. There's something that we're letting go of, some outdated belief system that we're ready to let go of. And with that letting go is going to come a resistance to change. This has been this way for so long. I'm not ready to let it go. I'm not ready for things to be different. If we continue to resist against change, we're going to tense up against our destiny. And this full moon is deeply about destiny. So what we want to be doing is releasing, accepting, and acknowledging that change is a constant thing that's just going to be happening in our lives, and we're always changing, we're constantly changing. And with that release, with that letting go, we're going to be pulled toward our destiny, toward our path, toward our purpose. If we can just allow change to happen, the one constant in the universe, we can stop tensing up against our experience, and we can finally flow. We can finally surrender. And with that Sagittarius energy telling us to look up, to set our sights into higher pursuits, into bigger things, into spirituality, this is a really good time to do that. In that surrender, a higher power can take care of us. So you can know that you're safe and you can let go. You're really safe. You can let go. You can let the divine step in and take care of everything. So I want to mention a few other intuitive hits that came up for me. These are the themes for this full moon. Creative pursuits and business pursuits. There's something coming to a realization finally. You've spent so much time working on this, researching, gathering information, creating, and now you're really ready to put it forward, and you're encouraged to do this right now. You've completed a big step and it's going to go really well. Just put it forward. Be brave enough to put yourself out there, complete it. You're ready. It's done. Let's get it. Like I was saying, there is some sort of maturation happening here because of all this letting go and this accepting of change and manifestation. We are leveled up somehow, and there's now a realization of that. So these new ideas and new thoughts that you're going to get, these downloads you're going to receive during this time, are going to show you that you've stepped up into a wiser version of yourself. And that's going to feel really good. That's going to be a more confident you. This is something to be celebrated because you've been through quite a lot to get here. It doesn't matter where you are, how old you are, what stage in your life you're at, You're completing something and finally realizing like, wow, I did all of that and I've matured through it. I've evolved through it. I'm an evolved version of who I was even 6 months ago. This stronger, more well-rounded version of you knows more of what they want and who they are and how they're going to get what they want, right? You know how to get it now. The next theme that I picked up on was a very positive time. Some people might say that this isn't true because there is a Venus and Pluto opposition the day or two after the full moon. But what I'm picking up on is around the full moon, especially if you can make sure that you're really grounded and you're really not letting yourself get lost in the lunacy of the high tensions of the full moon, you actually have a portal of opportunity to deepen emotional connections to a whole new level, to really get into a deep place. And this could be with someone that you're interested in, or with a partner, or friendships, or a family member that you want to go deeper with. This is a good time for that. You're going to create really strong emotional bonds. Just don't let yourself get taken away and be compulsive because of the full moon. You know, it's an opportunity to get to know someone and to be known on a much deeper and more intense level. And this can also be expressed through passion. So I'm interested in how this shows up for you. Please do let me know. Come back and let me know. The next theme, it is a very spiritual full moon, and it's actually a very mystical full moon. So it's a really robust time for receiving downloads, ideas, and channeled information from higher dimensions. If you're tuned in, if you're tapped in, most of you watching this are going to be. Pay attention to the messages that arise and the things that come up for you and how the universe is speaking to you through this time. If you're looking for guidance, sit in silence, ask questions, ask for help, ask for understanding your next step or what to do or how to get through a challenge, and then just sit there and receive the information. You'll get an answer. Trust it. Let it simmer for a bit and then act on it once the full moon begins to wane. So this full moon's themes are letting go of resistance to change, completing creative and business pursuits, a new, more mature self-identity, deepened emotional connections with people you love or are interested in, interesting new ideas, insights, and downloads that are coming through higher dimensions. And the last one that I want to talk about is manifestations coming into physicality, which is a really big topic. You may have already heard of the Great Attractor. This is a gravitational anomaly. In the center of the, excuse me if I don't say this right, but it's Laniakea supercluster. It's where the Milky Way is located. Okay, so in astrology, it's located at 14 degrees of Sagittarius. This full moon specifically is at 13 degrees of Sagittarius. This makes it very close to this portal, and so we're feeling this strange gravitational pull of the Great Attractor. And this energy is very felt on the human level right now. So the Great Attractor is associated with the law of attraction and manifestation on a grand scale. So things coming from the immaterial into the material on a big scale. Big manifestation energy. We don't usually look at full moons as a time for manifestation, but they are a time of receiving and completion. Things coming into wholeness, into fullness. And so think of this as a time for receiving your manifestations, receiving your desires, things finally coming into concreteness, into physicality. It's also an energy that pulls you towards your destiny, towards your fate. It's this invisible hand guiding you that you might not be able to see and definitely not be able to totally understand it as it's happening, but it is happening. So trust that and let yourself be pulled along to this path. You might find yourself taking an interesting new direction around this time, around this weekend. Follow that, see where it's taking you. There's nothing that you really need to do about it. It's kind of inevitable, it's kind of out of your hands. Just keep your thoughts as positive as you can and know that you're being immensely guided on your journey. The Great Attractor also greatly expands and amplifies the full moon's themes. So we're going to see the full moon on a really grand scale. My advice for navigating all of this is to remain super curious. You don't need to act on anything. Just be curious about what's coming up for you and what you're experiencing, what you're going through, and what's showing up on the screen of reality. Be curious about it. Few things that I want to say that might come up. Challenges or cautions. Of course, it's a full moon, so there's always going to be more tension. There's always going to be this intense energy. I recommend to stay away from alcohol during this weekend and the few days around the full moon. There is going to be kind of almost like a call for overconsumption. So if you do drink alcohol, you might overconsume and make mistakes based on that. There is a possibility of being a little greedy. So just kind of be aware of those things. Also, if you have an addictive personality or if you get hooked onto people really easily, that is, especially around the 5th, kind of something that you should look out for. Also, if you tend to have more negative thoughts, you might kind of find yourself sinking into those negative thoughts. Be easy on yourself, be kind with yourself, and just as you can, try to bring yourself back to the positive as much as you can, and don't beat yourself up for it. It's okay. Remaining curious is going to keep you on the positive side of things rather than getting really sucked into any drama. Embrace change, listen to your intuition, get rid of any material things and objects, donate them or give them to other people that are crowding your space. And I just cleaned up my desk. And it is so, it opens up your body. It's like there's this synergetic connection between our internal space and our external space. And so cleaning your external space is always going to have a positive effect on your internal space. That also extends to creating space in your life for spiritual pursuits. So make time for a quiet walk in nature, make time for meditation or deep breathing or something spiritual. Stare at a wall for a little bit and just breathe and see what messages come up for you. Now, lastly, I'm going to give you some pretty deep journaling prompts. I think you're going to really like these. But before I do, just a reminder to give this video a thumbs up, to send it to somebody who could benefit from it because the algorithm then knows that you liked it. Comment and to subscribe if you haven't already. Now into our journaling prompts. I'm going to write these in the description below for you because they're a little bit wordy. Number 1, reflect on the belief systems and habits that no longer serve you. Why have you held on to them? How have they limited your growth? Consider writing a goodbye letter to these things, acknowledging their presence in your life and expressing your willingness and your readiness to let them go. Number 2, what aspect of your life do you want to transform? Habits, attitudes, relationships, career, anything really. What would this transformation look like? How would your life change as a result? Draft a plan of action for achieving this transformation. Just a quick draft. Simply writing it down makes it happen. Number 3, script about what your life looks like 1 year from now. In what ways have you grown and expanded? What new experiences have you embraced? What kind of person have you become? Write a letter as your future self to your current self, describing all of these things, how your life looks like. So if you appreciated these introspective journaling prompts, again, please give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you want to answer one of the prompts in the comments so that other people put their energy onto them and amplify it during this great attractor energy. Please do. Make sure that you sign up for my free email newsletter. When you do, you're going to receive a free heart chakra opening meditation. Just send you a love letter once in a while. Remember to share this with someone who can use some moon magic. Thank you for spending time with me. I love you so much. And until next time, as always, keep your vibrations way up. Bye.